What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about how to make your low kicks hurt more. I have 5 points that I want to focus on, and hopefully by the end of the episode you will understand how to make your sparring partners or your opponents buckle that much easier from your low kicks. Alright, when we're talking about how to hurt our opponents a little bit more with low kicks, the easy answer is just simply kick harder. But I don't want to focus on that because that's something you can do on your own or work on with your coach, or just work on increasing that power by maybe doing some heavy weightlifting or something. There's some way to get some more kicking power, but we are talking today about some more technical aspects and things that don't require you to increase your power to make that low kick that much more devastating. And the very first point I want to talk about today is your attack area, and more specifically, targeting the same spot over and over. And I have had experience with this. Actually, my brother, when we used to do really hard rounds together, he would always land in the same spot, same spot, same spot, same spot. And whereas when I would spar with other people, my leg would not even feel it, because they'd kick me here and then there and then there. But with his repeated shots to the same area, very often he would break down my leg, and by the end of the round, I would be trying to hide the fact that it was really hurting. Now, the reason I think he was able to accomplish this is he focused. He actually focused, not maybe directly with his eyes like that, looking, but he had a specific target in sight. Whereas when a lot of other people kick, they just throw. And even sometimes when I'm doing pad work, I just throw my leg out and I throw my leg out. And I don't really pay attention to the fact if it's an inch higher or lower, or a little forwards, or a little backwards. And obviously each of those is going to attack a different area. So if you can specifically, during your training, try to be very diligent about the same spot, same spot, same spot, just like you would when you're throwing your cross. You try to be very particular. Always hit the same spot, thinking jaw, jaw, jaw. Well, when we do the low kick, same thing. Attack the same area over and over. You will break down your opponent that much faster. The next aspect of inflicting more damage on your opponent with the low kick is getting a bit of a drop. So very often we see people lift and they have their foot below their knee and then they snap out. Because we're coming on an upwards angle, we don't get as much power as, say, Andy Sauer. When he throws his kicks, he gets his foot super high and then he whips his kick downwards, and it's almost a curved sort of motion where he drops like this as opposed to that. And again, having been on the receiving side of kicks coming upwards and kicks coming downwards, my brother and Josh Chauncey, instead of kicking upwards, both like to kick downwards quite a lot, and the ones that drop hurt so much more. Plus, you can do them from a tighter zone. So normally if I'm kicking from way back here, what I need to be able to do is get tighter and drop right in, and that will hurt so much more. The next point is being very aware of which part of your foot or which part of your leg you're actually using to strike with. So if I throw out my low kick and I'm landing with the toes, it's going to take a very, very long time before this guy starts to feel it. If I use my foot, yes, I can hurt him, but not nearly as much as if I use my shin. Now, I find personally that upper shin is difficult to land. I just don't like the kick as much. So I prefer lower leg on that shin, coming right in and going to that point there. For me, that is my bread and butter. That is the spot when I'm sparring that seems to hurt people the most. But you need to be very aware of distance and understanding what range you need to be at to land with different parts of your leg. But try to be ultra aware of that and try to utilize the shin. Now that right away leads us into tip number 4, and that is pulling your toes back to help make your low kick that much more painful. And I find when I low kick people, I get really emphatic feedback that they really hurt. The kicks really hurt when I, instead of pointing my toes and landing with my shin, I pull my toes and land with my shin. And for some reason, it just thuds in that much harder. Now, I have not been on the receiving side of these two different kicks to give actual feedback on which one hurts more, but having thrown them lots, letting my toes pull, boom, like that, it definitely seems to hurt people that much more. Like we just talked about with distance and range understanding, this kick here is obviously for more in tight, because if I throw like that and I land with my toes, it's going to be a world of pain for me. So I want to be fairly tight to my opponent, pull my toes back, thud that shin into their thigh, and wow, you will get results. People will crumble under your low kicks. And the final point for today, one of which I have had massive success against Muay Thai fighters or southpaws, is to use the low kick as a counter, and even more specifically to attack them right after they throw a kick. So if a round kick comes to my body and I decide to cross block, I go here and I come right into my low kick. Or if they're a southpaw, block, shuffle step right into their standing leg. The reason this one is so painful is when you're on one foot, it's very hard to brace properly for the kick. And the exact same thing is applicable when somebody steps in to throw punches. When they step in, they're not going to be as structured as you want to be to take a low kick. So as soon as the person steps in, I throw my low kick and I try and catch them. And timing is everything when you use the low kick as a counter. If you're too slow, 1, 2, they reset, they see the kick come, they simply brace for it. They just sort of stick their leg out. Or if you're too early, you just end up eating punches. So you need to have that perfect timing. Same thing when the round kick comes. If I block a round kick and then I fire in my low kick, the timing needs to be precise. And you can very simply work this by just having a partner stand in front of you, and when they throw the kick, you block it and you try to kick them before they can get the check off. If they can go kick to you and then check the low kick to you, check the low kick, that's no good. It needs to be kick and they take the shot. They kick you, they take the shot. These are 5 fantastic ways to make it feel like you're kicking harder, to increase the power of your kick or the pain of your kick without actually having to increase your muscles or the strength of your body. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you're able to go out there and start crushing people with those low kicks. Try out these techniques at home first, then try implementing them into pad work or bag work, and then finally into drills, and then maybe you'll start pulling them off in sparring or in fights. Guys, if you enjoyed the episode, please give it a like. If you haven't already, join the channel and get subscribed. As always, guys, train hard, and I'll see you back here soon for another video.